Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Portrait Guru with me, Haydn Simmons. And in today's video, I'm going to share my Posca pen portrait drawing from start to finish. I'll also share the tools that I use and also tips throughout that you can utilize within your own portrait drawings and especially within your Posca pen drawings. So without further delay, let's get into the video.
I always start off with a grid for my portrait drawings and plot the facial features, structure and foundations. I'm focusing on the big shapes first before going into the smaller details. By drawing the big shapes first, you don't get caught out by focusing too much on the details too early on. To help my overall drawing proportions, I see how each facial feature aligned with one another. I ask myself questions like, how are the eyes relating to the mouth? At what angle does the mouth sit? How are the facial features aligning to perspective? So when you're drawing, keep asking yourself these types of questions, especially with your own portrait drawing, and it will massively help your overall drawing proportions. And keep correcting the image so it accurately reflects the reference photograph. By using grid lines, which is super helpful and I highly recommend, as I can easily replicate the reference photo easily. Here's the reference photo. I'm focusing on organic, free-flowing shapes, separating each element out for the Posca pen stage. You might notice that I flipped my image upside down to notice any mistakes. After this stage, I go back into the details, pressing firmly on the surface to depict the big shapes. And draw lines in the background to point to the main focal point, which is of course the face. I'm using two types of Posca pens, one set of fine and one set of medium Posca pens. I'm also using a limited color palette. I always say to use a limited color palette as it more often than not guarantees strong color choices. And then the fun part, using the actual Posca pens, let's go. I start off by blocking in all of the colors using a combination of both Posca pen sets. I constantly rotate my drawing as it's comfortable for me to draw with. Again, I'm focusing on the big organic shapes. You may notice that I draw little marks around the drawing, as sometimes Posca pens can be a bit flaky. To make sure these flakes come off before drawing on the final artwork. I then use my brush pens towards the end of the drawing, which are so good. I highly recommend these Staedtler brush pens. Links to my tools in the description below. And then here's my mini studio using a raised drawing board computer in front of me with my reference photo with my pens to the side. And wow, I have such bad posture. That is terrible. Wow, unbelievable. I also have my hood up because it's pretty damn cold here in the UK, so forgive me for that one. I then scan the drawing into Adobe Photoshop where the editing begins. Let's do this. I then crop the image and mainly use the clone stamp tool to edit any errors. I try and not edit too much as I want to keep the original artwork intact, as I feel if it gets too edited and too photoshopped, why use Posca pens or traditional media in the first place? I do though use levels and hue saturation adjustments and just give the whole piece a bit of a spring clean, removing any pencil marks, etc. Then use the brush tool and play around with different blend modes, mostly overlay and multiply. I also experiment by making the darks darker and the lights lighter. I also want to incorporate some texture, so I used the brush tool over the whole piece and particularly used filter and noise, which I particularly love. I then duplicate the layer to the top and finish it off by using the camera raw filter. And there you go, the final artwork.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. Do give me a comment below. I'd love to hear how you got on with your own Posca pen drawings and any questions that you might have. Give this video a like and subscribe to the Portrait Guru for even more content and tips and tricks to improve your own drawing skill and also your portrait drawing skill.
I recommend you check out this video on how you can improve your color skills. See you on the next video.